Heaven is in your eyes. I have looked for the extraordinary in the expected places, in the grand and the magnificent and the vast. I've searched the most illuminated and the sacred spaces for the something that would hold and finally last. And I have found beauty in the world and been grateful for it. I've known the kind of wonder that the world can sometimes give, but nothing in the searching ever came close before it. Before I looked in your eyes and finally learned to live. Because heaven is not a place that I had ever found by looking up, not in any sky or any distance or any ancient name. It was always at eye level in the most complete and filling cup of two eyes that contain the whole of everything I came. Heaven is in your eyes, the most complete and sacred finding, the closest that this life has ever brought me to the light. Heaven is in your eyes, and I have been unwinding every definition I had held of what was right. Not heaven like the distant or the promised and deferred, but heaven like the present and the looking back at me. Heaven is in your eyes, and every single word I've ever known for sacred lives in what I see. Your eyes hold something that the ordinary cannot carry, a depth that goes beyond the color and the form. And I have spent more time than I should probably tarry, learning every shade and every quality and norm. The way they change with everything you feel inside them, the particular and luminous expression of your soul. And every time I find myself beside them, I understand more completely why they make me whole. Because heaven is not a place that I had ever found by looking up, not in any sky or any distance or any ancient name. It was always at eye level in the most complete and filling cup of two eyes that contain the whole of everything I came. Heaven is in your eyes, the most complete and sacred finding, the closest that this life has ever brought me to the light. Heaven is in your eyes, and I have been unwinding every definition I had held of what was right. Not heaven like the distant or the promised and deferred, but heaven like the present and the looking back at me. Heaven is in your eyes, and every single word I've ever known for sacred lives in what I see. And the most profound thing about a heaven found in someone's eyes is how it makes the whole of everything around it sacred too. how the world that I inhabit underneath these skies becomes a different and more luminous world because of you. Because heaven is in your eyes, it's not just where I look for it. It is where the whole of everything most beautiful resides. And every time I find myself completely took by it, I understand what every soul in history has tried. Heaven is in your eyes, the most complete and sacred finding, the closest that this life has ever brought me to the light. Oh, heaven is in your eyes, and I have been unwinding every definition I had held of what was right. Not heaven like the distant or the promised and deferred, but heaven like the present and the looking back at me. Heaven is in your eyes, and every single word I've ever known for sacred lies and what I see. Heaven is in your eyes, and I have found it here. Heaven is in your eyes, the most sacred and the most complete and most dear.
I never thought that perfect was a word that I would use. Had always found it too demanding and too neat. Had seen enough of love to know the bruises and the blues that come with any two hearts trying to complete. And yet something happened in the living of this particular, in the slow and ordinary, in the every single day. And I found the word arriving in a manner most spectacular to describe what we have built along the way. And perfect is not flawless, and it is not without the hard. It is not the absence of the difficult and the real. It is the extraordinary way we always come back to the yard of each other. That is what perfect means to feel. The perfect couple, not from any story or ideal, but the kind that only comes from choosing every day. The perfect couple, the most completely real, an extraordinary thing that love has found a way. Not perfect like the polished or the posed and never tested, but perfect like the two things made to fit and grow. The perfect couple, and I have never once contested that what we are together is the best I'll ever know. We are perfect in the way we fill each other's silences, and how we know without the asking what the other needs, and how we've built through all the beautiful and violences of the ordinary, a love that quietly exceeds. And we are perfect in our differences as much as in our sameness, in how the things that make us opposite complete the whole. And what was once two separate and entirely distinct fameness has become the most extraordinary and united soul. And perfect is not flawless, and it is not without the hard. It is not the absence of the difficult and the real. It is the extraordinary way we always come back to the yard of each other. That is what perfect means to feel. The perfect couple, not from kind that only comes from choosing every day. The perfect couple, the most completely real, an extraordinary thing that love has found a way. Not perfect like the polished or the posed and never tested, but perfect like the two things made to fit and grow. The perfect couple, and I have never once contested that what we are together is the best I'll ever know. And the most hopeful thing about the perfect that we are is how it keeps on growing into something more each year. How perfect at the beginning was a single shining star, and now it is an entire sky that just keeps getting clear. Because the perfect couple is not a fixed and finished thing. It is the living and the choosing and the always becoming more. And every ordinary day keeps on revealing and bringing new dimensions of the perfect we had never found before. The perfect couple, not from any story or ideal, but the kind that only comes from choosing every day. The perfect couple, the most completely real and extraordinary thing that love has found a way. Not perfect like the polished or the posed and never tested, but perfect like the two things made to fit and grow. The perfect couple, and I have never once contested that what we are together is the best I'll ever know. The perfect couple, and I would not change a thing. The perfect couple, the most extraordinary thing that love could bring. I felt it long before I had a name to give it. That particular and unmistakable and overwhelming heat, the kind that lives beneath the skin and won't permit it to be anything but present and impossible to beat. And I could see it in your eyes before you said it, the same fire that was burning somewhere deep inside of me. And neither of us tried to stop it or to shred it. We simply let it be the most complete and burning we. And there is something extraordinary about a fire shared, something that one flame alone could never be. When two hearts burn together, nothing can be spared from the most consuming and the most alive and free. Our hearts are burning simultaneously and completely with the same and undeniable and all-consuming fire. Our hearts are burning, and I feel it so acutely in the everything that rises higher and still higher. Not burning like destruction or like something to be feared, but burning like the most alive and most essential light. Our hearts are burning, and it has never once been cleared of the intensity that makes this love feel infinitely right. I feel it in the space between us, even when we're quiet, in the charged and extraordinary air that lives right there. And every time we're close, the fire starts a riot in the most essential and the most completely bare. And I have learned to love the burning, not despite its power, but because of it, because it means that this is real. That in the most extraordinary and the most alive hour
two hearts found each other in the fire they both feel. And there is something extraordinary about a fire shared, something that one flame alone could never be. When two hearts burn together, nothing can be spared, from the most consuming and the most alive and free. Our hearts are burning simultaneously and completely, with the same and undeniable and all-consuming fire. Our hearts are burning, and I feel it so acutely, in the everything that rises higher and still higher. Not burning like destruction or like something to be feared, but burning like the most alive and most essential light. Our hearts are burning, and it has never once been cleared of the intensity that makes this love feel infinitely right. And the most passionate thing about a fire that is shared is how it feeds itself on everything we give it. That the more we love, the more the burning has declared itself more fierce and more complete. We simply live it, because our hearts are burning not as something that will end, but as the permanent, faithful, and the always more. The fire that has learned with every season how to bend into something even larger than the fire was before. Our hearts are burning simultaneously and completely, with the same and undeniable and all-consuming fire. Our hearts are burning, and I feel it so acutely, in the everything that rises higher and still higher. Not burning like destruction or like something to be feared, but burning like the most alive and most essential light. Our hearts are burning, and it has never once been cleared of the intensity that makes this love